My name is Michael Dana. In 2008, I was diagnosed with a rare brain cancer, and after 6 years, I was cancer-free. But the ordeal left me changed, with a different outlook on life and a new sense of priorities. While still recovering, I earned a degree in economics from UNC Chapel Hill. My studies taught me to analyze data and open my mind to see things differently. I also started formal training in the martial arts to better defend myself and use it as a means of extreme physical therapy. Since then, I've obtained black belts in 3 martial arts. I own and run a martial arts school and have logged over 51 teaching hours. To my friends and family, I'm a simple business owner. But to the martial arts world, I'm something else. I am Sifu Mike, and this is Dragon Theory.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. In this episode, I'm getting all sciencey on you, okay? I'm going to be talking about measurements, but not like metric versus pound, those kind of measurements. Talking about time, alright? Duration of time, okay? No amount of money ever bought a second's worth of time. Okay, that's one of my favorite quotes from Avengers Endgame. I love that movie. But anyways, we're talking about time and duration and the system of measurement that is used quite often in the martial art industry to measure the amount of time and judge somebody's skill or the effectiveness of a certain technique or a martial art, all based on years, alright? And that's my thing, alright? We're using years and not the time within the years, okay? The martial arts industry is the only industry that uses that system of measurements where they talk about years. Again, it's not really the most precise thing, and I'm going to detail that in this episode, talking about measurements, okay, talking about time and years and the amount of time within years. Alright, so that's a big thing, and I want to address that. I want to talk about it in this episode. Alright, so getting into it, alright, the thing that is often used is, like I said, years. So I've been doing this for X amount of years, and we've been doing it this way for X amount of years, and that's how it always has been, right? Now, like I said, martial arts is the only industry that really uses that particular system, okay? Most places, they go by how many hours are in a week, full-time, part-time, that kind of deal. In the martial arts industry, a lot of times, they don't use that at all, man. If they do, they're just using the words, but not actually what the meaning of the words are. So it's just words, right? So the Bureau of Labor Statistics actually defines full-time as 40 hours in a week, okay? 40 hours in a week, and we'll keep the math simple and take 2 weeks out of the year. Alright, most people take a 2-week vacation anyway, so it kind of works out like that. So you got 50 weeks, 40 hours, doing the math, that's 2,000 hours. Alright, now in 5 years, you're going to have 10,000 hours. Now, if we go to the Malcolm Gladwell's famous 10,000 hour rule, it states that you need at least 10,000 hours of practice to be considered excellent at something, okay? You need 10,000 hours of practice. You get that in 5 years. And now if you've been in a couple of jobs, you realize that, hey, most businesses will match benefits after 5 years of full-time work. Kind of makes sense. 5 years, you're a master at whatever it is that you're doing. Right now, if you've been in a job interview for whatever, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they'll ask you, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Right? That's kind of where this 5-year number is coming from, is this 10,000 hour rule. Alright? Sometimes people asking that in an interview don't even know why they're asking it. They're just kind of going through the motions, right? So, a quick tip. If you're ever on a receiving end and somebody asks you, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Just simple answer would be like, I see myself being excellent in whatever, insert what you're interviewing for, and you'll look awesome, right? And then you can explain the whole 10,000 hour rule, right? So, 10,000 hours, you can get that full-time 40 hours a week in 5 years, right? Now, reverse that Okay, if you only do martial arts, if you only teach classes for 5 hours every week, you're going to get excellent in 40 years. Right? Now, if we halve that, or if we double that, say they're doing 10 hours each week, then they'll get it in 20 years. Right? These numbers are the same as far as years are concerned. You got 40 years, 20 years, 5 years. Right? But within that years, the frequency, 10,000 hours, all the same. Okay, so that makes a huge difference as far as how well something can work or how it works, right? Because, doing certain reps at a certain rate is a little bit different over time than doing something like every once in a while, kind of. And one of the things you'll notice that, like I said, martial arts, only industry. You don't go to an industry and be like, if I have to get heart surgery, I'm not going to get a part-time heart surgeon who's been doing this only 5 hours each week as a hobby, for 40 years. He might be excellent, yes. He might be a master, yes. But he might also be doing this same stuff now that he did 40 years ago. And the thing is, you have to know that in about 65 years, that's how long it took for mankind to go from not being able to fly to putting a man on the moon. Right? That's a huge difference within, no fly, moon. Alright? Big. That's 65 years. We're talking 40 years. That's still a lot of time that things can change completely drastically. I mean, stuff can change even in a year and it'd be totally different. Alright? So frequency does matter, especially when you have a lot of these places who they're advocating for lots of reps. I'm going to punch 10,000 times, right? Well, hey, if I'm going to do this technique, if I'm being told to do a technique 10,000 times, then you need to be doing your technique also 10,000 times, all right? You need to be doing it, 40 hours a week for 5 years, that kind of deal. So you need that kind of specificity, okay? Scientific as a lot of martial arts tend to say they are, they also tend to use this very, very imprecise system of measurement, and it just kind of, I'll be honest, baffles me a little bit that some people, as egotistical as they are perfectly okay being compared to somebody else who may not have done as much as they have in a different or a longer amount of time, and so it's not precise. It's crazy, right? So you want that precision. You want to know just how good, your instructor is. Alright, and there's a very easy way to find that out. Okay, if you've never done martial arts before and you go to a martial arts school, the easiest way to find out is to ask whoever is teaching you how long they've been teaching or whether or not they have another job. That's going to be a huge thing because there's only 168 hours in the week, right? And so if you have a full-time job, 40 hours a week doing something, it's going to be very hard to also do a full-time job in something else. Okay, 2 full-time jobs. So not a whole lot of people that can really hold that down for a very long amount of time. There are some people who do. Most people, they do full-time, part-time, whatever like that. But that's going to be the big thing. Just be like, hey man, what else do you do? Right? If they start talking about all these other things, you kind of get the idea of just how much time they've maybe put into actually teaching, okay? Most people only have a certain amount of time in a week, and so you want to try to maximize that. You want to try to get down to the bottom of just how good your instructor is. And do this for every instructor you have, because some places might have like several of them, right? Some places might just have one, all right? So you have to kind of feel this out as far as the amount of duration someone has actually done, because that makes a huge difference. Okay, again, human body can only move in so many different ways, and so moving a whole lot makes a huge difference as far as what you can do over time. So it's very important. I can't stress that enough. Now, if you go to my website, because the thing is, I've taught over 55,000 hours, or 5,500, sorry, a lot. I'm like halfway to excellent, okay? I've been doing this a whole lot. I've been doing this full time since like 2016, alright? I know this, and that's kind of why I'm making this video. But that being said, I've made other videos on a website called thedragonmethod.com where I go through in detail, in depth, all things martial arts. Okay, I teach you how to teach martial arts, I teach you how to do martial arts, everything you can think of at thedragonmethod.com. So be sure to check that out. That is my other website, and I got like links somewhere. So, like I said, want that full-time teaching 10,000 hours, be excellent. Alright, I want you to be excellent at doing stuff and doing martial arts, so you need an excellent instructor as well. But yeah, so if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and share it and like it and all that stuff. There's a bell somewhere that you can press, and go to my website, thedragonmethod.com, and find out all kinds of stuff about learning how to do martial arts. Alright, so again, hope you learned something about the 10,000 hour. Again, be excellent at what you're doing. 5 years, full time, yay! Alright, so that is my spiel on the whole measurement deal.